I'm originally from Monrovia, Liberia, so I'm not from the States. I came to the States because my country was fighting a civil war, and I lived for the better part of my life in Stafford, Virginia, which is mostly Caucasian. So I really wasn't introduced to, other ethnicities and, people from different parts of the world. So when I was graduating, I felt it was important for me to go out and learn about all the different, things that this world had to offer. And what better place to come than to somewhere like here where I can walk around and I can hear 12 different languages in one day. There are teachers here who truly care about you. You're not a number. You're a person that counts. They know your name. They know your background. They know where you're going, where where you came from. And I think you don't necessarily get that at the other campuses. And that's the thing about Newark. Like, you have this, you're close to New York City, but at the same time, you're small enough to where everything matters. Everybody knows what's going on with you.
Some of the real value in Rutgers-Newark lies in the dedication of the people that work here, the dedication of the students that go here. Everyone here that I've met really cares about this place. Having the most diverse campus in the country is something special.
Coming from the city of Newark myself, growing up in the city of Newark, Rutgers University in Newark have always been a place of aspiration, a place where I knew that if I were able to attend that particular university, I would be able to grow academically and professionally. It's a growing conversation. What is the role of universities in the communities in which they dwell in? And Rutgers is a great case study on looking at some of the things that it has done for the city of Newark.
I grew up in Marlton, New Jersey, and did most of my elementary and middle and high school training in Haddonfield, New Jersey. So I've always been down in South Jersey, and all my family is from there. I'm just so happy and honored that I was able to come here, and I came in as a presidential fellow. So I was really honored by that opportunity. Of course, this experience at Rutgers-Newark has changed my life in so many ways. Now I have a PhD, which had been a goal all my life.
I came here at Rutgers from Haiti as under a Fulbright scholarship. As a Fulbright scholar, I had opportunity to choose among many of other universities in the U.S. that offer a graduate program in environmental sciences, and I selected Rutgers-Newark because I felt that his program actually offered unique geoscience education and, most importantly, extensive research opportunities.
The idea of, in I guess my community, is that they don't know what a scientist is. We're always striving, or our parents or grandparents are telling us to be lawyers and doctors. And there's nothing else, that's greater than that. But they don't realize that without the research, how would doctors know how to treat you? And so they don't see the behind the scenes of science.
Well, the reason I came to Rutgers is for the Jazz History and Research Department. It's the only master's in jazz history and research that exists anywhere, at any university. So if you want to study jazz history at the master's level with some of the best faculty and guest speakers in the world, you come here. You come to Rutgers-Newark. And here we also have the Institute of Jazz Studies, which is the largest jazz archive in the world. The history of jazz music is, for the most part, entirely captured. So we are blessed in that sense that other music, such as Baroque scholars and scholars of Mozart's music and Beethoven's music, they'll never get to really hear how Beethoven played a piano piece or conducted a symphony. They'll never really get to hear that definitive recording. But with jazz, we can listen to a Duke Ellington recording and try as best we can to put ourselves into that recording. And we have that tool.
This program, we are here to make each other the best that we can make each other. And it's not like you can have that competition deep down inside you, because I think that drives everyone to better themselves. But no one that I have met is so focused on beating each other that the community suffers. The community and the family is number one in this program, and that may be the X factor. I mean, Texas as a whole has some good people, but when you're stuck in a conservative rural area, it's not exactly welcoming for a student who's gay or anything like that. But as soon as I got up here, there was just something, it was warm and welcoming, and there's a community anywhere that I can go to. There's New York City right there, and people are just going about their daily lives and just aren't interested in all that stuff that everyone seemed to be so focused on back in Texas. And it's been nice to find a place where you belong.
Being at Rutgers-Newark has changed my life because it's given me a drive to want to contribute to something bigger, and that's adding more African American female researchers to a community where they're underrepresented, where they have no voice, where you can go to a conference and there's only one other person that's of my race and gender. So I hope that coming to Rutgers, getting my PhD, opening up my own lab, and more so encouraging others to do the same, that I can go to a conference or in 5 years and see that it's more diverse.
Rutgers-Newark is a valuable institution to the city of Newark. The wealth of resources that are available to scholars in this city are such that it allows them to really address some of the major problems of the city. And as such, I think it does a lot of the work that Washington think tanks do. It's not just scholarship for the sake of scholarship and of getting published and getting tenure. I mean, that's nice and all, and that's what I would hope to get at some point. But there are larger purposes for the work that I do and that my colleagues do.
New Jersey purports to have world-class universities, but there's a lot of rhetoric and talk about that. But then when the bill comes due, when the rent comes due, we do not feel that we have been supported in terms of what a world-class university should receive. We should have support to go to conferences. We should have support to go finish our research and not have to have this tooth and nail struggle on a daily basis to do this work, which is significant, which does value New Jersey and Newark, and will give back tenfold in the future once that work is completed. We cannot say with a straight face that we have a world-class university and then the only thing that people know about New Jersey is from the Jersey Shore and the Sopranos. That's not the world we want our children to grow up in.